What's good, world? Ernest in the building. Ernest in the building. Peace and God bless. How y'all doing? Let's get into the news. 2020, man. And it brought a lot of surprises for me, man. This is basically just like a little blog for me. Depression, sadness, all that shit. It plays into a factor, man, on how people feel on a daily basis. You could be happy one minute, next minute you could be sad. You could go from 0 to 10 in a heartbeat, in the blink of an eye. It's very important to talk about a lot of your problems, even though, you're too proud to talk about them. We all deal with daily problems on a daily basis, whether we at work, whether, it's with our kids, the school, anything that has something to do with problems in general that we deal with on a daily basis is like a suffer of mental illness. That's like real depression, real illness. They'll get on the news, somebody had been did a school shooting, and the first thing the news will say was that person had mental illness. Now, it could be the case and it could not be the case, depending on how you describe your analysis on that. I would say to that, my view on that one is that, if you know what you're doing, if you know how to load a gun up, if you know that you was carrying it out to go shoot up a school and everything like that, you know exactly what you're doing. I don't call that a suffer of mental illness. I call that somebody screaming for help. I call that somebody that, have, racist political views, or, just political views in general. We fail these kind of people. We'll sit up there, we'll lock people up for, minor weed problems or minor weed charges, or a small bag of crack charges. And they doing 3 to 4 months, almost a year, for those kind of charges. And when we lock people up, we call it rehabilitation. But these people, they get out, they can't find no jobs because of their criminal record or criminal background. They go back out and they go and do the same thing, or they go and do something worse, and end up getting locked right back up because they adapted to their environment. There's a lot of things that goes with, relationships. If you constantly, arguing with your soulmate, or, a girlfriend or a boyfriend in general about the same problems, about the same thing, and it's constantly not going anywhere. It shouldn't get to the point where it gets to a domestic violence situation where you have to, literally, call the police, or somebody end up getting hurt out the situation, especially if your kid's present watching that happen. It's a lot of things that, our kids are exposed to as far as, social media, sex offenders, drugs, music, all kind of things that's, real demonic and, intolerable, for our children. And then we'll sit up here and, we'll wonder what's going on with them, and, why they talking back to, us parents. And, we're not finding out what's really going on. We just basically, going with the flow on everything. Sometimes we get bothered and discomfort, and we just let them, play on the tablets or play on their phones, and not really let them get in the joy of nature. I say back in the 90s and, back in the 80s, we didn't have where, we would have technology, all day long and have to, sit there and play with it or play on it or even take it to the bathroom with us. We had it to the point where, we had phones, but they was just like regular house phones, or we had beepers where, somebody, page you, and then, you get to a phone or a phone on the corner, and, you page them back and, see what the, see what the problem was, basically. the main thing we definitely enjoy as people, is nature. Getting outside, playing softball, playing basketball, playing hide and go seek, all kind of things you did as a kid growing up into your teenage years. And during your teenage years, you always, went to, little house parties, or, you went to a show, or, you guys went to a museum or a zoo. It's a lot of things that's changing, with the new generation. It's a lot of the young rappers that's been, killed, murdered, and it's a lot of young rappers that talk about murder, death, kill, and a lot of their songs and records. Now, I know that, they do it to feed their families and to, help out, within, their circle. But they also, feeding the wrong thing, the wrong message to our kids. And then see, we be so complacent as parents, we don't stop to think and say, well, that's not a good song to hear, or, cut that off, or, we too busy trying to be our kids' friends instead of trying to be their parents, And that's how a lot of kids, go to their, death or destruction, either dead or in jail. Especially our young men, you know what I'm saying? I'm a citizen from Chicago, and I done seen a lot of death. I done heard about a lot of death. I done lost a lot of family members in the city of Chicago alone. And, it's a lot of young men, ranging from the age 12 all the way up. Some of them don't even make it past 21. And, you fear for that because you look at it and say, well, what if I have a son and I raise my son the best I can raise him to, and then, he still got caught up in these streets because I wasn't being a parent enough to, teach him about what's going on out here in these streets, or about violence towards a black man from the police, or, just generally fighting each other, instead of making solutions, instead of, trying to, make our neighborhood more safer for our women and children. And, and make it more safer for the youth. Now, we finna definitely have, hopefully a good summer. You know what I'm saying? With the days that goes by so fast, it's already the 13th, I believe. And, we was just saying Happy New Year. We have to start waking up to, a lot of the things that we see on TV. A lot of the news media, a lot of the negative things that we see on social media. If you always notice, around election year, social media have these pile of either quotes or, storylines about racist and ethnicity kind of things that get, the social media world, riled up. We all have opinions on how we handle these problems, but some opinions is not respected. And every election year they bring up these memes and everything, and it's about racism, and they getting the people routed up, or they advertising war on TV, to bring fear out in you. We've been, it's been war all the time, or it's been advertised to every president. This is nothing new. It's been done so long, it don't bring no fear out of me at all. I don't care who's the president. I don't care who's the Congress. I don't care who's the Senate. Because they all, I feel like, not for our best interests at heart anyway. It's for the, the people that, has the money, has the resources, has the followers. It's all about that now. It's not about, let's help out, the people that's in poverty. Let's help out the people that's, out here digging in the garbage, looking for food. Restaurants will throw food away, food that, people didn't eat all day, and throw it in the garbage instead of giving it to that homeless person sitting on the ground asking for change. And then, when I see people like that, and if I have it to give, I give it, because it's a blessing at the end of the day. That could be you, You know, that could be your kid. That could be your child. You know, it's all within. It's all us, man. You know, we was put on this earth for a purpose, and I feel like we was put on this earth to help one another. And if we can like start helping one another and start embracing each other ideas and stop with the damn racist bullshit, you know, we can make this world a better place. You know, we can start holding our elected officials more accountable on the things that they put out and things that they say. You know, it could be a better place. It's going to take everybody, though. It's going to take everybody coming to one. We do need a revolution. We need a revolution. And I'm not just saying amongst the black race, amongst the Latino race, amongst the white race, but amongst all races. All races need to come together. We need to stop this bullshit. It's 2020. It's 2020. Jesus Christ, man, he's on his way back. He's on his way. And if you don't believe, you just a lost soul out here. You still a robot. You still not woke. You still attuned to this matrix. If all this shit is important to you, that we at, or where we are, and where we be at, and what we have in our homes, you're not going to make it. You're going to be one of the lost ones out here. You really have to, like, open your eyes and see what's important in life. Because this right here that we in, like I told you, I call it a matrix. I said in all my vids. All my vids. It's a matrix. It's a matrix society. It's a slave society. Even though we feel all free, we are all enslaved in society. In this system that they have. That's not changing. We have Congress. Unlimited terms. We shouldn't have these same people in office. Because it's going to be the same results year after year. What's the point of voting? I mean, really. You have to really ask yourself them kind of questions. You have to really feed the knowledge to your brain. You have to get it from your sun gazing, from going outside, from being in nature, from being, you know, from being away from all the bullshit, the negativity. If you have negative people around you, keep them away from your circle. Because if you don't keep them away from your circle, I'm telling you, you cannot grow within. It just won't happen that way. But, you know, them are just some of my thoughts. You know, I just wanted to go ahead and point that out. But I also would like for y'all to comment, subscribe, like, share, and tell me what you think about this vid. You know, we can agree or disagree. You know, that's what make us better as a people. You know, let's just keep it respectful. All right, y'all, man. One love.